Hello, Matthew Williams with a video to talk about cheese. The Hobbit, which is nothing to do with cheese, I'm not like following it on, and to do with the killings of children in a school in America, which the world is yet again told that we should all be really sorry for, and perhaps, sign some cards to say we're really sorry, but of course, it's a bad thing, but I must say that when you put the balance up, like Afghan babies killed, collateral damage, Iraqi children, millions dead, yeah, and you get a couple of kids in a schoolyard in fucking, in a school in America gunned down, and I'm thinking, no, don't ban fucking weaponry in America. Don't ban guns. Don't ban them, because Americans seem to fucking love them. And if they like taking their fucking wars to other people's doorsteps, then, you know what I mean? It's like when maybe 1.5 million children have been killed in America through the use of guns, then I'll kind of go, yeah, I'm starting to feel sorry for America now, because do you know what? They're kind of like, it's that the balance is starting to come back. But until, America wants to apologise for things like Afghanistan and Iraq, and maybe even Vietnam, if they want to sort of apologise for these things, then maybe I'll start feeling sorry for them. But they don't want to, you see, so I'm not feeling that sorry for them. It's not nice, but at the end of the day, I see the bigger picture, Anyway, right, now that I've offended everybody who watches my fucking channel, which is part of, what I attempt to do with these little things, is wind some fucker up somewhere, and, at the very least myself, otherwise it's not entertaining. Wensleydale cheese. Oh my God, don't buy that shit. Or, does anybody actually like Wensleydale cheese? Because I fucking bought some by mistake. I bought it by mistake. Well, you can't get to test these things out, can you? So it's like you buy it, you take it home, you think, oh my God, this tastes horrible. It's a sweet cheese. It's almost like cottage cheese, but it's like squished to let the fluid go out of it a little bit. But it's really soft and yeah, and it's sweet. And this was flavoured with ginger. I tell you what, it was like vomit. I had to get it out of my mouth. It was like bleh. So, does anybody like Wensleydale cheese, or is it supposed to taste sweet? I don't know. Tell me. Now, The Hobbit. Went to see this the other day. Like the 48 frames per second, but I got to say, I think there were a number of things in this movie that were bugging me throughout the movie. And that's not to say the movie was bad. The movie was great. I enjoyed it. Great characters. Great story, apart from a couple of big plot holes that I'll have to sort of hint towards. So spoiler alert for later on. And it was just technical stuff. The stuff that I didn't like about the movie was technical. Maybe because I'm not watching movies specifically with the story in mind. I'm watching how they've made the movie, and how it's put together. And, when you spend a lot of money to go and watch a movie and, it's coming from Peter Jackson, I know he's got a lot to live up to in his own creations, because Lord of the Rings, fuck me, can you beat that? Can you beat Lord of the Rings? And what he's attempted to do with the 3D and the 48 frames per second is he's tried to introduce a new standard for ways to enjoy his movies. But has he just opened a can of worms? Because what he's gone for is a noiseless, and by noise I mean picture noise. He's gone for a noiseless environment where there's absolutely no grain whatsoever. And it looks very odd. That's all I can say is to sit there watching it, you think, yeah, I can kind of go with this, but it still looks odd. And there's always this thing in the back of my mind going, but this looks really odd. But this looks really odd. And I try to pin it down. What is it that's actually wrong with this? And colour is one thing. I don't know whether it was just the cinema that I was in. it's possible it could have been the cinema I was in. But these digital projectors are supposed to be pretty similar these days. They didn't turn the brightness up. They didn't turn the bulb brightness up. So it was one of these, you know, you put the glasses on, it goes darker, and it's not as bright as you'd normally get a movie being bright. So that was number one problem. But the colours, you know, certainly the beginning half of the movie, it looked to me like the colours were out, and then it got better towards the end. It looked like somebody'd actually, you know, snorted their cocaine and finally, you know, sort of woke up and started colorizing it properly. But there were just moments where the contrast was down low, and I swear, it wasn't just my imagination, the contrast was down low, and then the contrast came back up. Right at the beginning of the movie, there's no spoilers here yet, I'm not going to spoil it for you just yet, but right at the beginning of the movie, everything was running quick. I mean, I'm sure, because I'm used to looking at when I'm video editing stuff. I know, you know, what looks right and what doesn't look right. And right at the beginning of the movie, there were sequences and things where, you know, like a guy hitting at a hammer. It's like, you know, dung, dung. Except he's going like this, dung, dung, dung. And it was like, you know, and you're thinking, that doesn't look right, that looks fucked. You know, and it was right when the movie opened. The moment the movie opens, the first sequences, at the time, the speed's wrong. Hang on, it can't be my fucking imagination. There's something wrong with the speed. Yeah, didn't happen in the rest of the movie, but mistakes that were made. Right, this 48 frames per second. Maybe this brings out more than you would normally see. If it was shot at 24 frames a second, maybe you wouldn't see this sort of thing. But there's a fucking tracking camera shot where they've got the rails and obviously somebody's being pushed, you know, operating the camera, and they're pushing through the house, and it's lovely, lovely shot, dunk, and it just went dunk, and there was a knock, you know, and I spotted fucking loads of them during the movie. They were tracking and panning shots which were done on rails, and they maybe hand motion, and whereas, you know, somebody's hand panning a camera on a tripod and they're hand panning it, ne'er be it for me to say I'm not a fucking master at this stuff myself when I operate a tripod, but you really notice it in this movie. You notice those little mistakes. Maybe because the high frame rate, it gives you that crystal clear quality. So I think that, you know, maybe Peter Jackson didn't spot them, or they weren't spotted in the edit, or not talked about, and maybe they didn't have a way to sort of mask that shot with another shot, or way to go back and reshoot it, or they preferred that shot and the other ones they didn't prefer, you know, and they decided to live with it. But you could have corrected that, because when you see a shake, you know, you can actually correct for that digitally. So you can move in on the frame a bit and you can actually correct for it. I mean, I know this because I've been showing UV reveal, and I mean, in After Effects, they're fucking doing this all the time. So for little mistakes like that to creep in, I'm thinking, lazy edit, maybe? I don't know. I'm just like, lazy mistakes, yeah? There were audio moments where you know, obviously when you're recording audio, you've got multiple mics in multiple different parts of the room. But what you don't expect to have happen is it to sound hollow here, and then cut to over here, and then it sounds really rich and close, and then cut away, and it's like, and then it sounds hollow, you know, and it's like you don't expect to have these changes in the audio quality, which was happening as well. Gotta say, I got a fucking very good ear for these things, and it was all jump, 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 you know, and there we are. So the 3D was brilliant. Loved it. Didn't strain my eyes, like the 3D. But too clean. The whole fucking image of this 48 frames per second, there was no noise. There was no film noise, which you'd normally expect from a film. Well, it wasn't film, was it? It was digital, you see. But it's a film, you know, so you expect to see some noise. It's almost like your brain is wanting to see some noise. And there was no noise. It was so clean and so sterile that when you were looking into these 3D sequences, you could see everything. You could see distance, you could see close, everything was fucking clear at all times. And it was like, it just looked too real. It looked hyper real. And because of that, my brain just started going, hello, this is like super clean, super sterile. What's going on? And my brain was just going, yeah, this is the future of like, super high def extremity. But it's like, I didn't want that. I wanted, to be kind of like mists and atmosphere, and it was too clean. It was just too clean. There's a term for this. They call it the uncanny valley. So if you type this into Google, uncanny valley, and have a look at what they're saying about it. It's this business about things being too clean. Right, okay, so this is the spoiler alert. This is where I'm going to tell you a few things about the movie. So if you don't want me to spoil a few little things, they're going to be bitching, really, but if you don't want me to spoil them, this is where you should tune out. But every time I saw Aidan Turner, he played the vampire from Being Human, the British series, loved it to death until Aidan fucking Turner left, and then it went to fucking shit. And then the bastard turns up in a fucking big movie, and it's like, so you fucked off from doing Being Human and making that series good and carrying it on, and you just fucking pissed off to do a movie. Obviously, you know which side of your bread is buttered on, but honestly, fuck. Every time I saw him, I just thought, traitor. Even though his performance was okay, I couldn't get it out of my head. It was like, I was just thinking, you bastard, and it's like, jealous because he's having a good time doing Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and all that, but, the Hobbit, not Lord of the Rings. And I'm just like, anyway, forget about him. Martin Freeman, playing, of course, in The Hobbit, Martin Freeman playing the role of Martin Freeman. Because he does seem to be a bit of a fucking typeset actor now, doesn't he? He just comes on, he's like, oh, hi, I'm Bilbo Baggins, and I just wanted to say that, you're eating my food, and can I possibly have my food back, please? And it's like Martin fucking Freeman playing Martin Freeman. He was exactly the same character in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He played Martin Freeman. He didn't play Arthur Dent, he played Martin fucking Freeman. And okay, that's what I think we just have to come to expect now, because he doesn't seem to sort of put it on. He doesn't act other characters. He just plays them himself. So, yeah, and then you've got this Gandalf. Gandalf he's coming across in this Hobbit as a bit of a fucking sadist, if you ask me, because, he seems like he's got opportunities to say things that are going to help the characters get through shit, but he chooses not to. And some of the characters, some of the hobbits, know that he knows, but isn't saying. So it just makes him seem like a twat. It makes him seem like a real fucking horrible cunt. And he seems like a sadist because, right, here's the big spoiler then, right? They go through the whole fucking movie fighting and nearly dying, people falling off things, and are they dead? And no, they're not dead. And what happened to him? Is he dead? No, he's alive. And you're thinking, shit, these characters are being really run through the fucking mill here. And that's okay, because that's what you expect. But right at the end, they nearly all fucking die. But Gandalf just pulls out a fucking secret fucking ninja weapon, gets a load of fucking eagles to carry them off, and you're thinking, you fucking sadistic bastard. You've made all these fucking hobbits, with their short fucking legs and their big bastard feet. You've made them walk. Well, not hobbits, sorry. Hobbits and a load of fucking dwarves. You've made these fuckers walk the whole of this fucking land when you could have just got them a fucking sky taxi off the fucking eagles. So what gives? Why the fuck have you got to make them walk all the fucking way? Or what? Is it about the experience? It's all about having the experience and not just fucking getting to your destination and sorting out your fucking shit quicker. So I couldn't understand that. Now there was a couple of moments as well where, at least two, I can remember one of them distinctly, but I think there were two moments where the fourth wall was nearly almost broken, It wasn't that the characters turned towards the audience, because breaking the fourth wall means, you know, they refer to something that's either out of the stage of the screen and talk to the characters who are looking at it from behind, you know, looking at the television. So they break that fourth wall. But what they did is they broke the fourth construct of, you know, they're living in a fantasy fucking world, and one of the dwarves is being asked what he wants to eat, and he goes, "Oh, I don't want that, and I don't want that. Have you got any chips? Have you got any chips? Hello? Hello? This is supposed to be like, you know, serious fucking fantasy movie. And they're starting to make these like little type jokes, you know. So I just, you know, expect it. Oh, fucking, you know, what next? Apple product placement in Lord of the fucking Rings or The Hobbit? You know, somebody gonna pull a laptop out? I don't fucking know. But anyway, there we are. I did enjoy the movie. If you look past some of the weird stuff that goes on, which you can spot if you're, you know, keen, you will spot some of these things. To be honest, I really enjoyed it. So go and watch the movie and enjoy it too. Not sure about this high frame rate thing, apart from the fact that they probably haven't got it, you know, the style they need to be doing it. I know that's what I wanted to say. They were doing sequences too quick, which won't work on 24 frames per second, because they were actually doing sequences where the characters would come on, you know, whack each other and run off. And it was all like bing, 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 bing. And it was like they actually should have slowed down. Okay, you got fast frame speed, but the fast frame speed just gives you more detail. Yeah, it doesn't mean because you got fast frame speed you might as well just fucking hit somebody like this, you know, because they can see it. You know, what you do is you know, you want to go, you know, and you don't want your fight sequence going like just because you've got fast fucking frame speed, because everyone's gonna go, well, that's too fast. It's too fucking fast. You know, it looks hyperactive. It looks like somebody's fucking smoking crack in the editing fucking suite. So anyway, there's my review of the Hobbit. It is good. I am looking forward to the other ones, but I'm hoping that possibly Mr. Jackson will go over some of these little mistakes that get pointed out by people and tweak them a little bit, so that the releases that come out on Blu-ray don't have those little glitches in them. But we shall see. So thanks very much for watching.